Live and raw, running and gunning with KG and the Ringmaster. It's the Diggin with KG and Ringy Runnin Gunnin Podcast Show. Coming to you from the prestigious ATC studios in beautiful downtown Burbank, California, where we talk about treasure hunting, metal detecting, and just about everything else. Except for goat roping, corn dogs, llama farms, and unicycles. That's where we draw the line. So without further ado, here are your beloved international superstar television hosts, King George and Ringmaster Tim.
All right, Cage, you ready to do this?
Hey, brother, I'm ready. I am born ready. The
Here we go.
Rock and Roll Show.
Here we are. It's the Rock and Roll Show. We have got some awesomeness planned tonight, and I mean, we're going to be laughing so hard. I don't even know what to tell you. All I can tell people out there is if you've never met my brother, you know, we both grew up as Monty Python fans, and he's just as warped as KG or me. So it's going to be pretty funny.
As warped as Ringy.
Yeah. Nice shirt, Cage.
Thanks, man. Supporting the AC/DC tonight, buddy.
Right on.
Roll.
That makes a lot of sense because it's the Rock and Roll Show, and look what I'm doing. I'm supporting. Bam! No spokes.
No spokes.
Heck yeah. All right. So what do we got to do here? What do we got to do first off? You got anything?
We have to talk about stuff. Me and the wife went and bottle digging 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
we
ridiculous.
Killed it again.
Yeah,
killed it.
Crushing it.
I got her out, but you know what's funny? She was plugging away and scraping away, and she punched a hole in a freaking like a snake den, and like these baby snakes come like pouring out of the hole, and she's screaming and went running down the hill. And they're only about 6-inch long snakes, but man, you would think there was like a giant anaconda after.
Was it like a copperhead or something dangerous, or was it just?
I have no clue. There was a whole pile of them. We were down by the river too, so I don't know. We didn't mess with them. So
yeah, those water moccasins. I mean, they'll attack you. So
right.
Yeah, man, we got a ton of stuff from FH7. You know, if you haven't seen the quick hitter we put out, it's pretty comprehensive and pretty awesome. We had a really good time, and you know, I'm still hanging out with
shock over that one.
Still in shock over this.
Where'd you buy that? At the pawn shop?
I carry it with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
No, it's so funny. Actually, in reality, we probably tied because we each caught one fish, you know. So
right. Of course, I had to stop every half hour to bail the water out of my little tiny boat.
Yeah, that I did feel bad about that, but I was glad I wasn't on that boat. It was pretty awesome being on the one I was on. I mean, you know. Man, if I could have had a bucket of worms, and I think I could have caught some other fish, you know.
Oh yeah. Nobody had any clue what they were doing on that lake. We were all just throwing stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But hindsight's 2020.
You've been out metal detecting? Didn't you go out the other day?
Oh yeah, I did. I went out with my buddy Kane. We just hit a local park, and it was funny. We went to we went to two different places. The first place, we each found like 7 coins, you know, and then the next place we went to, he was ahead of me for a while, and then I kind of caught up toward the end. We were just out for a couple of hours goofing around, and then I just got on a little run and caught up to him, and I just told him, I said, well, okay, next coin wins, you know, because I tied him, you know.
Right.
And then we'll go, you know. And then, like, I found, like, 2 or 3, and he wasn't going to give up. So we kept going for, like, maybe another 20 minutes or so, and he hit a little spill. and I wandered off and came back to the truck, and we got ready to leave. And we counted them all up, and we each found 7 at the first place, and we each found a dozen at the second place, like, within, like, 2 hours. So we had exactly 19.
Nothing old?
No, I found one weedy, I think, but that was it. It wasn't like, you know, the best day of my life. But
was it like living in the South? Is that what you're trying to say?
It wasn't like living on the East Coast. Yeah.
Right on. No, I'm pretty excited about today's show.
I am too. Let's get him in here right away.
Bust him in here.
Let's bust him in, and if we got other business to take care of, we'll take care of it.
Yes.
Hey, I should probably check. Can we hear KG this week?
Can they hear me?
I'm sure they can, because I can see your feed bouncing. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm good then.
Yeah, you're good. All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to get him in here. I forget how to do it.
Our buddy Steve Pacifico is on. Brian Stewart.
Steve's on?
Yep.
All right.
Gary's on. Brad.
Who's Gary? I don't know any Gary.
That's Eminem, the miniature
I'm just
man.
kidding you.
Melissa, Pete. All right, I got to quit looking at my phone. All right, you going to bring this guest
I
in?
am. I'm working on it.
I'm
I'm working on it. There he is. I see him in there, but I got to pull up the gallery view.
Hey, there's a smart one. Oh, I saw the smart one. There he is. Hi, Justy.
How you doing, Georgie?
Good. Justin's in the house. Finally, we got the smart Saylor out and about.
There he is. It took me a while. I have to press a lot of buttons, and this is a lot of hard work, and nobody appreciates all the effort I put into this show. I mean, look at the new shell I got on there right now. That is pretty freaking awesome.
That's probably 3 days worth of work right there.
Yeah.
Ringy.
Good work, Ringy. Thanks for all your hard work. I'm surprised my fingers still work. I've been typing so hard on the computer every day, working on this stuff while you're out fishing and metal detecting and doing whatever you do. I mean, I'm surprised I don't have like little nubs. I'm just like,
You probably do. Nutty.
All right. Anyway, welcome to the show, Justy. Oh, hey, gotta stick with tradition here. Guest intro. I'm gonna read the intro.
Oh yeah, read the intro about Justy.
Yeah, his Justin Saylor. His name is we call him JR. Growing up, we had 5,000 nicknames for him, but I tend to call him JR. But anyway, here we go. Our guest is one of the better guitar players on the show tonight. He's an accomplished singer-songwriter and driving force behind the acclaimed Way Big album by No Spokes. He's played in a dozen bands or so over the past 35 years, most recently Iowa's Bigfoot Park. In addition to playing and singing in bands and doing a solo act, he builds guitars from scratch in his workshop, and weirdly, his music has probably been heard at some point by every metal detectorist around the globe. His hobbies include not answering his phone, being hot in Florida, and watching metal detecting shows. Whatever your other heroes may be, please welcome my favorite brother, Justin Saylor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't believe the lighting in here must be bad because you can't see my tooth.
Your tooth? No, we
got a silver or gold.
You got a
grill.
gold tooth there? You got a grill. Oh, that's so funny.
I had a piece of foil on my tooth since I came in here. I keep smiling really big and everything.
It's so bright. It's so blown out in the back. You couldn't tell.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh, that is so funny. So anyway, my brother and I actually know this guest this week, and we played in bands for 25 or 30 years together. KG knows him a little bit because he's been out to Montana. You actually played a gig in Montana one time, a long time ago. And so I know you.
At a wedding. Yeah, he did a wedding thing.
Yeah.
And he forced him by gunpoint.
Yeah. So that was pretty fun. But I've got so much stuff here. I'm just gonna explain to people. The last band we were in together was No Spokes, right? That's the band we were in together.
Oh, the Rockheads. But...
Well, yeah, okay, but
I know
the main band, yeah. We were in the Rockheads. We were in so many different bands, but this band here, No Spokes. If you go out, even on our Anaconda Treasure YouTube channel, there's one of the songs off of our album, which was called Way Big. One of the songs is out there somewhere, and then there's like a little music video to it and stuff, but. This was the poster. We were sponsored by Bud Light and KRNA, and we like to think of ourselves as the biggest band in Eastern Iowa. Yeah. We were huge. But we played all over that area and had a good time doing it. And we've got so many stories. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
The first story?
Any story. You want to talk about anything?
I don't know. What should we talk about?
Well,
it's your show.
Well, here, we got people that actually wrote in some questions.
All right.
Let me see here. Are you still playing? Any new videos out? Are you still playing? Well, most people don't know this, but you spent your whole life in Iowa and like 2 months ago moved to Florida. So are you still playing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I played my last gig there. I don't know when it was warm enough to play in Iowa outside because of COVID. So we played, and I don't know. It was like, hey guys, I'm thinking about moving to Florida.
They're probably like, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, it's not like I didn't tell them, but it's been really odd because I moved and then we still haven't had any gigs because, it's too cold to play outside in Iowa and they're not playing inside. So yeah, I mean, I did play the last gig that Bigfoot Park played. I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did. I played a guitar I made.
Oh yeah.
I did.
And when I say you make guitars, a lot of people don't understand that. It's not like he buys the parts and just assembles them, like in a model car package or something. Didn't you actually take a tree stump or something, a big chunk of wood and start? Yeah,
I make it out of rocks.
You got any there you can show us?
He makes it out of granite. He's got a granite one.
A Fred Flintstone guitar. That's a Fred Flintstone model. I was thinking about going for the Barney Rubble because I couldn't afford the Flintstone. Did you make? You made that one?
Park gig.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, 2 weeks before I played this at that gig, this neck with this piece of maple I bought that at Lowe's, and it was just all big hunks of wood.
No kidding.
Hunks of wood. Yeah.
I still I've seen your guitar shop, and some of the tools you have in there, but I still don't even understand how it all works. It's just so weird. Really, he's got these.
You just left that open.
Well, yeah. The tools are like they're not even. They're things you built yourself, right? To make the guitars, you made the tools.
There's a couple of tools that I made a tool that was a drum sander. I actually constructed that out of an engine, like a motor from a
motor from a boat,
a motor from
an airplane.
There we go.
A D8 cat.
Yeah. It goes really fast.
A motor from a treadmill. And I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we had a real show or something, we would have had video footage of that and prepared, and it would have been really educational. But let's just move on.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you want to? Should we do this? I mean, we're gonna make him play. I'm gonna play a couple of clips here before we get going, just so that you can hear him. Now, if you saw, what was it? Which episode? 703. Which one was this? Castle Coinage. A bunch of guys like Nigel Regton and Chris Langston, our last week's guest, they all made cameo appearances, but he made a cameo appearance, and this is what he sounds like when he's playing the guitar, usually. Well, no, I'm not even going to play it yet. I'm gonna hold back because I'm going to play one of me in the studio just to prepare you. This is when we did Diggin with KG and Ringy, the new show. We recorded that song in the studio. And here's me playing a little bit of that in the studio.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that was me playing, and everybody says, "Oh, yeah, you play the guitar," and I can kind of play the guitar a little bit. But this is the difference between me and my brother. So I'm gonna play.
Oh, I didn't hear any sound on that.
Well, that's because there was sound going out to the thing, and you can't hear it. You and JR aren't going to be able to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I tried to explain that before in the pre-show meeting to you, KG, but you obviously weren't paying attention.
Yeah,
Justin understood it. Yeah,
but I was listening on my phone. Ding dong.
Oh, I see.
And I have my phone cranked up, and I couldn't hear it, but maybe other people could. All right, go ahead.
So anyway, let me play this one. And here's the difference between my playing and my brother's. That just makes me laugh. Anyway,
you know what? I should wear the hat.
Oh, you got the hat.
I actually just happened to be sitting right here. And so is that guitar.
Oh, really? Really?
Same strap right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
When I kicked that microphone.
Yeah.
Because I had a speaking part, I had to do it about 17 times. It's okay with the guitar part, but my speaking part was bad. So I had to kick the thing so many times, and then the next time I tried to use it, it didn't work, and I took it apart, and it's just literally broken in half inside. It's a really nice microphone. It's like SM58 beta, so like $150.
Oh, nice. Well, send KG the bill.
That's what I sacrifice for you.
Yeah, thanks. Just send KG the bill. He'll pay it.
Yeah, I got it.
Out of our massive ATC bank account. Yeah. That is funny. I have all the outtakes of it because when we did the show, I sent all four of you guys, I sent you little scripts, and sadly, yours was like, I think, Warren's was the longest, but I think yours was the second longest. So you actually had to memorize a couple of things. That's funny.
So, Justy, what's your favorite all-time band?
Oh, well, I have an official answer, and that is, my favorite all-time band officially is Kiss. Has to be.
Yes.
Seen them so many times, and I can't find my Kiss shirt. We just moved, so I'm wearing mine. But definitely, I've seen them so many times, and they were like what got both Tim and I into music. But I'm a huge Elvis Costello fan. I like everything across the board, but band. Kiss for sure.
Yeah, the thing is, when you play out on your own with your acoustic guitar and it's just you, your mic and your guitar, you're usually playing stuff like John Mayer and stuff like that, Blues Traveler, whatever, and that kind of stuff we listen to a lot, But like when you're ready to rock out, I mean, Kiss actually got it. It was like one of the first albums I bought. That was the first album I bought after the Partridge Family album or whatever. The Puppy Party.
Okay.
Oh, I listened to part of it.
Part of the Puppy Family.
Yes.
Yeah. Jesse, remember when we used to all go to the beach all the time, the song that the girls to this day still talk about? Every time we'd get together, our families would go and meet up with Justin and, and Tim and that. And Justin would always get on the deck after about, a 12-pack of beer and start playing the guitar. And he always played Here Comes the Sun. Remember, you used to always play Here Comes the Sun. And my daughter still talk about that. They're like, I wish Jesse was here. He could play Here Comes the Sun or whatever the hell. That was pretty cool.
Hey, yeah.
Here Comes the Sun. That's one of my favorite birthday cards I ever got. I don't know, somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard.
Funniest card ever.
front of the birthday card was, "Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo, here comes the sun." And you open it up and said, "Oh, it's just your birthday, your cake."
Big cake on fire.
That's so funny.
It was hilarious.
Whoops. What key was that? I won't sing because we got who knows what the balance between the guitar and the microphone.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah,
It's pretty quiet. The guitar is.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yep. Pretty cool.
Hey, a lot of people, I don't know, some people know this. A lot of people probably don't realize that you wrote, hey, hold on a sec. Look, it's a Grimmy sighting.
Oh.
Say hi to
Hey,
Grimmy.
cat.
There you go.
Hey, CB.
They're saying hi. Got to bring the cat in. Yeah, you can tell he's super pleased to be here.
He looks like
Anyway, my brother wrote the song Detector Boys that's featured in almost every one of our shows at some point, and at the end of every quick hitter, you can hear the end of it coming up, and that's the last chord that's hitting all those quick hitters. That's the song Detector Boys. There's a music video to it out there with George and I back in the day when we used to do all the motorcycle stunts and the dumb stuff we used to do. And but that whole song, yeah, I used to. But the whole song was written by you, and you played every single instrument and sang every part on it. And the weird thing was,
Aldo Nova.
yeah, you're way to go, Aldo. But the weird thing was, it came about as a joke because we were driving home from Butte one day. I can picture where we were, and I called him and left a message for him and just said, hey, write us a song or whatever. And he actually saved the voice message, and it's part of the song. It's like it wove into it, the actual voice message. I don't know. It was really cool. I didn't even think he was going to do anything, let alone write a real song.
Right.
And I got to tell you, you got at least one fan in the metal detecting world, because Butch Holcomb, he's the editor of probably the biggest metal detecting magazine out there. It's called American Digger Magazine. And we see him at all the shows we go to and stuff. And he plays the guitar. And, we've talked about, we both play the guitar. And one day, I can't remember what brought it up, but I'm like, did you know my brother wrote this song that we did? And he'd never heard it. And I sent him the link to the YouTube version of it. And he was talking to me later. He just goes, one of those things. He just goes, I can't believe that. He goes, I thought I could write a song, but after that, I just want to quit.
I'm glad I can inspire people to quit.
Yeah. I remember thinking, I remember when Mike's the other guitar player in No Spokes, and we went to a James Taylor concert once, and the musicians were so good. They just got done going crazy doing something, and he just looks at me and he goes, I quit.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've seen concerts like that, like the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing that you're just going,
yeah.
How do I even try?
Yeah, we went and saw Carlos Santana in Vegas, and that was amazing too, watching him play.
Yeah. George was making fun of me because I just lost my stuff when
like a little schoolgirl in there.
I think I might have told you the story, Justy, but they were just playing, and then they did that one with the Matchbox 20 singer or whatever.
Yeah.
And they got done with that one.
Sometimes.
And they were just kind of goofing around. And then there's this guy he's kind of a large dude, and he's like in this big white jumpsuit. And he was the lead guitar player, and he was phenomenal, obviously, because he's playing, obviously a backup guitarist to Carlos Santana. But anyway, he's just kind of standing in the background the whole time. And then Carlos nods to him, and he walks up to the front of the stage, and they just broke into Roxanne, by Sting, and played the whole thing. And I lost my mind. I just like stood up and I was like, what's happening? And George was just laughing at me the whole time.
Yeah, I thought he was going to cry. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. His voice is perfect.
Yeah, the guy just
I
sang
almost
it. Just
slapped him
like,
off the balcony.
yeah.
You should have just got a good picture of a tear in his eye.
Yeah. Oh, like the
I
guy.
have, that guitar that you and Bridget bought me, it's a Carlos Santana model
Yeah.
of a PRS.
Yeah.
You might have wondered what happened to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so in addition to building guitars, I'll take guitars like that and I will totally reconstruct things about them. So hold on. And sometimes they get big rolls of duct tape stuck to the back of the. So here's that guitar, but it used to have a rosewood fingerboard with just kind of dots, and I put this whole new fingerboard on it.
Yeah.
And binding and everything, and
holy
Floyd
cow,
Rose that's not there.
Yeah, I see the Floyd Rose is missing.
Yeah, so it's really cool. It's got a maple fretboard and these onyx inlays. I guess they're just black, but it's not quite done yet, and that's why I haven't pulled it out and played it at a gig in that band that I think as far as I'm still in.
Oh, you're still in the band? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're watching, I sent them the link. They're like, no.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I started Diggers. I was still working at my old job for like 2 years, but I never went.
You know what we need to do? We need to get Tim, we need to get a massive metal detecting event together and have Justy play at it.
Yeah, at one of these big
cool
events we do, like at Florida, would have been a perfect one. That would have been a great place to do it. But like once we get through the COVID thing, we'll have to keep that in mind, because some of these big events like Bone or FH7, any of those,
Pound
that
the
would be
ground,
freaking pound the ground.
Let's get all of Bigfoot Park there.
Yeah, we could get the
Johnny
whole band
Burnham
there.
and Brent and Mike.
That would be awesome. Yeah, they've got in Bigfoot Park, his new band. They've got a singer that's
new band and old
well,
band.
yeah. But George, I've told you this before, but if you could see them play with this singer they have in the band, I mean, if you close your eyes, you could not tell it's not Bon Scott.
Really?
I mean,
that'd be awesome.
And you always say, oh, yeah, he sounds like this or whatever. Yeah. This is like, it's uncanny, because Bon Scott has such a weird voice. It's like you can't make that up, And
Brent's got
is he a skinny dude like Bon Scott was?
No, he's got a beard, and he's like, you would never imagine it.
Quite different. You wouldn't imagine it. And when he starts singing, people's jaws just drop. I mean, we used to start Dirty Deeds or something, and you could just tell people are going, yeah, I like to hear this one.
That'd be awesome.
He's good.
That is so cool. Hey, I'm going to show a couple pictures of us in the old days here. We can just talk through all this. And now, I always thought this was at Czech Village at the riot, where they had a riot and the police had to shut everything down, but that's not true, is it?
That's not true. That's Iowa City. I played my red Strat, not the one I made, but my old red Strat at Czech Village.
Oh, you did. And
that's the Sunburst Les Paul.
You're playing my Les Paul, aren't you?
That I bought, so it was mine.
Yeah. That was my favorite guitar, and it's gone through a bunch of people now. But that was a pretty fun gig.
That's a Marvin the Martian shirt. I remember that.
Yeah.
There's John Burnham.
There's Johnny and Todd. Todd Bergen is the lead singer, and Johnny's the drummer back there.
John was the drummer in the band. I joined a band called Sage when I was 16, and John has been the drummer in like my bands that I've been in since then, and in Bigfoot Park as well. I mean, like every single band. I've not been in a band like regular gigs that didn't have John as the drummer. I was 16 and he was 26 when I joined.
I played in a couple with Mike Mattis that didn't have John in them, for brief periods, stuff like Top Dog or whatever. But yeah, he's been the mainstay, like Sage and No Spokes. I mean, wow. Sorry, George, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to ask Justin if he, what you can talk about, what's one of the craziest things that you've seen while you've been playing? I mean, I know you got to keep it rated PG, but was it like Tim tells me stories about people falling over their drums and off the stage and.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was he talking about himself?
That's before the gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I don't know. I can't tell that one. Hold on.
No, that's the problem. I can't tell any stories. I guess there was one.
Ones are just outrageous. But it reminds me of like the Sundown when we were running back and forth across the state. We used to do this dumb thing, but it looked at least it felt hilarious when we did it. We were running. I would stand on this side, and Mike and Tim were over here, and they'd run at me, and then I'd run at them, and they'd run backwards, and we'd just go like this across. And there were a couple of things that happened out of that, and one was I don't know if it was Mike or Tim, but just ran into the wall and just put a big giant hole in the drywall on the stage.
That's just it. We were running toward the wall and jumping up and bouncing off the wall, and I can't remember if it was me or Mike now. But one of us ran up and jumped and just, to hit our feet on the wall and bounce off. And one of our legs went right through the wall and we got stuck in it.
Yep. And then I fell over on the next time and just literally pulled the jack out of my guitar. It just broke my guitar.
Right. Fell over and hit your amp. And I think your amp might have fallen over too. I can't remember.
Some of our finer moments. Yeah.
So who used to pull their pants down and play in their underwear?
Now that's the funniest story. I don't know. Can I say who that is?
Yeah, you can say it. Come on.
No, I'm embarrassed. Okay. So we would, Todd and Tim and I and John wouldn't drink a lot. John would have a brandy before we played, and that was it. I remember that. But we would partake enthusiastically, let's just say, the entire night. And Mike didn't drink at all. Not just in bed. He just doesn't drink alcohol.
No, in fact, it was so bad that we would be on stage and we were sponsored by a beer company and we would drink their beer, and whatever, and then we just say
buckets of it.
Yeah, and you could. It was all free, so we would tell him. It's like we would say, "I'll give you $5 if you'll just lick this beer tab," stuff, because he just, and he wouldn't do it, of course, just to make us angry, Yeah. So I mean, he did not at all partake.
Yeah, he didn't drink, and he just knew we were stupid. But one night, I mean, of all things, because we got the band became known for, we'd just be playing a song and we'd just drop our pants and we'd have, boxers on, and we even had a t-shirt that said underwear tour, because we did that so often. But very few people know it was at a private party that Mike, totally sober, started it, and he had tighty whities on. We were just standing there playing, and we had never done it before. We look over and Mike's got his pants down.
But it wasn't even just that. It was the first song. We were playing Let's Go by the Cars, because we opened with that a lot. And it was in a big machine shed, and we played so much that we would get bored. We'd try to play each other's guitar parts. We'd lay on the ground. We'd do stuff behind our backs just to change it up because we knew these songs so well. And Mike, nobody was dancing. It was the first song, and he was already bored, and we hadn't even got going, And I just looked over sideways, and I could barely get through the rest of the song. I was laughing so hard because he's just standing there with his tighty whities on.
The funniest band moment ever. Yeah.
And then there was another underwear one that was pretty good. I think it was at what was that place called before it was called Three Bag or whatever? Remember that place?
Yeah.
In Cedar Rapids, that bar. Anyway, Pete and Tilly's, yeah. So we were playing this place, and it's a cool little place to play. But we always play Rock and Roll All Night as the last song, by Kiss, and there's a little drum stage that John's up on or whatever. And I remember, and we're all in our underwear by the last song, you know, we have our pants around our ankles, and I'm up on the drum stage, and we get ready for the very last chord, you know, and I'm getting ready to leap off of the drum stage and just hit that last chord, and that's the end of the night, you know. And just as I start to jump up, Todd Bergen, the lead singer, turns around and holds down and pulls down my pants as I jump out of them. So basically, he pulls down my pants, and I'm naked, and I had to hold my guitar right in front of myself. Yeah. And these
are the stories we can tell.
Yeah, these are just the stories we could tell. You know, there were some like Czech Village stories. I can't tell that one.
My. Yeah, when you show that. Can you show that one at the with the pink hat and the silver burst again? Do you have that? That was like we were
which one?
By the one you said you thought was at Czech Village.
Wait. Well, yeah, if I was good at the computer, I could do it. Here, this?
Yeah. So we were sponsored by Bud Light and the biggest radio station around, is top 40 radio station called KRNA. And they would have these gigantic outdoor gigs, gigantic stages with all these lights and stuff. And we would just play these things. And thousands of people. It was just really cool. The Czech Village, I don't know. Every time we tell the story, that it got shut down because it was a riot. The number gets bigger, but I don't know. I think it started at somewhere around 12,000 people. Then
it rose to 15. Yeah.
Then it was 20. But anyway, all it was like a sea of people, and that was a really, really large crowd.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. Actually, in that picture right there, that I'm playing, that shirt I have on says I had a riot in Czech Village. So obviously, had I seen that before, I would have realized Czech Village had already happened.
Oh, what about the dancing thing? So remember that shirt that sold out in an hour? We made it the night before. So we played the Czech Village, and it was a riot. So the next year, they tried to cancel it.
Yeah.
And they were trying to cancel it, and the story goes that they pulled out some old blue law on the books that was there.
Yeah.
Truly found a blue law that said you can't dance in the streets.
Yeah.
And
dancing not allowed.
And so we had all of these. So what
like
they did,
loose.
they took all of the right. Yeah, it was like so backwards, but it was like it felt like modern times. But so they put all the different bands in different bars that are on around in the what they call the Czech Village. And the night before, I called Todd and I said, we should make a shirt that says "Arrest Me, I'm Dancing." And somehow, I mean, Bergen was like a super, connected guy and type A, and he still is. I don't mean was, but he made it happen. He called somebody he knew that made T-shirts that night and made like 200 of them, and they were gone in the first hour.
Yeah. Yeah, he was an amazing driving force to the band. He was responsible for a lot of the success.
He was, because we were quite lazy. And
yeah. Now, I'm going to change gears a little bit here. We're talking about No Spokes, and of course, there's 10 billion stories, and George and I always laugh about it because there's like just as many stories there as there is in the Diggers set, and obviously a lot of them we can tell, some of them we can't. But I'm going to show some pictures now of bands we were in before that, leading up to it, like in the 80s and even before. And I'm going to start out with this one just because it's just making me laugh right now. And I can't believe this, but check this out. This could possibly be your first gig. Is it?
It is. That's like my first gig.
You're
and it looks like I'm on acid.
That my brother is on the far left. Yeah, obviously you two are probably seeing the mirror image, but he's with the Telecaster. Fifth grade.
Fifth grade.
I remember you were in fifth grade, And that was your first thing. But the funniest thing about this picture is you started out really humble with your guitar and stuff. Everybody was like, this is a real subtle approach to a band. The name of this band is unbelievable. These little kids, this is the name of the band, The Lords of Creation.
I have to say, though, they had the name before I joined.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That is funny.
I think that there was just two of them, and they felt that the Lords of Creation was too ambitious a name. They needed at least three.
Yeah, they had to have three lords. Yeah, the Lords of Creation.
LOC.
Yeah, LOC. I remember that. You had a sign that lit up that said LOC in 5th grade. That is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, we played junior highs. That's what we went around playing junior highs around the area in the city.
And then we moved on to this, where you and I started playing in a wedding band called Petey. And here's you and me playing a song together in our matching outfits.
Is that Lindsey Buckingham? Right?
Yeah, I look like Lindsey Buckingham, or both of us do.
Oh,
the funny thing about this stuff was I started going through these pictures, and half the time I couldn't tell if it was me or you, because we both had giant afros.
And we were doing stupid things, right?
Yeah, and we were doing stupid
hilarious.
stuff. But here we go.
That's at Parnell Hall.
Yeah, that's at Parnell Hall. And here I also have a picture right here I'm going to show you. This is the first gig we played in 1980 in that band. Very first day, August 2nd, 1980.
Yeah.
That was our very first gig on a flatbed trailer downtown.
Maybe you should pull your pants up a little higher, Tim.
Yeah, I tried to get the best mom jeans I could, but and you think this is bad. Now, we're going to go into a major 80s fashion rundown right now. I'm just going to start firing through these pictures. If you need me to go back, let me know, but this is pretty awesome. I mean, we had some serious.
So which one on that trailer is you, Tim?
I'm in the green, looking
over. Oh, you're
over
in the green with that weird blue hat on?
Yeah,
like Peter Brady.
Okay.
Yeah, I look like Peter Brady. And then Justy's obviously playing that Les Paul there in the red. And here we go. Here's me.
That shadow makes your head look gigantic.
I know, but look at the guitars I'm playing. Look at that G&L. There's like this weird plate that I had cut and installed on it. I didn't even remember why I did that.
I don't know.
But that is just so bizarre. And then
hanging on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. There's a couple of your guitars. Remember that?
That's that same G&L.
Yeah, the same G&L. We both had matching ones there. And then we're going to get to some of the good ones here. All right, let's see. Yeah, these are hilarious. Look at this. Look at this outfit.
Oh, brilliant.
That's in Sage. And then I went through a bow tie phase for a long time. Then you had this. Yeah, look at that guitar. That is so awesome. Do you?
I still have it. Yeah, I still do. It's an 83. That's a really collectible guitar.
Yeah, Charvel. And then we had the fog machine going. It was probably playing Turn Me Loose,
Oh, probably.
Let me see if you can guess what this place is right here.
Holy crap.
You remember where that was?
It's like a big Pegasus or something.
Yeah, it was the logo for Steve Miller.
Yeah.
And it was in Ottumwa, Iowa, but I can't remember the name of the bar.
It wasn't the Fox Lounge. Was it Yellow Rose?
Yeah, it was the Yellow Rose. I bet it was.
Yep, Yellow Rose. They had a band house. That's where we really got in trouble.
Oh yeah, that was
like gigs for Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We played 4-night gigs there at this place. Yeah. At this place right here. There were 4-night gigs.
Sorry, I'm glad you corrected me on that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they had a house for us to stay in. It was just like a solid party for 4 solid days.
Oh,
it was 3. I was going to say, but 4.
Well, no, yeah, it was actually 4.5 because we had to get there on the first day.
Yeah, right.
I just want everything to be recorded, for posterity correctly.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a place that was bad. I think that might have been the place that was attached to the strip club next door too. So
yeah, that's right.
And of course, most
break,
people
we kept wondering where Kevin.
Yeah, where everybody went. It's like they're all standing in the doorway. Yeah, that's another thing people don't know is that back then, I can't remember. I think the drinking age was still 18 when we started playing, but you were like 13, and I think I was 16 or 17 when we started playing in bars for money and stuff, and everybody just assumed we were of age. So
not that we drank underage.
Yeah,
no, we
13.
never did that.
No.
All right, here I got a couple more to run through here that are just priceless. I love this with the British flag and the American flag. Used to wear that a lot.
Oh yeah, and that weird little weird hat.
And then I went through that phase where I was always wearing the referee umpire jersey or whatever.
Remember the one? I want that bee to sting me.
Oh, I'm coming to that.
Girl?
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that here. We'll tell that story in a minute.
Right.
Yeah, here. This is a cool picture, actually. Look at that. It's Kurt Feller with his Rickenbacker bass.
Yeah.
I got to tell a quick story about this. You touched on it earlier. But we're playing our Les Pauls and stuff, and I had a big scratch mark on the back of it because of my belt buckle or whatever. And he would take such good care of that Rickenbacker, and it's probably still in absolutely mint condition. He's always like, oh, aren't you're gonna hurt your guitar? It's all messed up, and aren't you worried about it and stuff? And I go, somebody said, oh, I bought it to play it, not to hang it on the wall or something. That became a saying then, But to his credit, that thing is in freaking phenomenal shape to this day. Yeah. Oh, and then here's my leather pants stage. Man, those things were hard to get off at the end of the night because they're just sweat-filled leather. They smelled awesome.
And that's when you had a bow tie and leather pants.
Oh, yeah, I was going through both phases at once. And then we had this.
Oh my!
Yeah.
There's Johnny Burnham right in the center again. And there's Jimmy. Oh
there's Jimmy. Our sound guy is being mugged there. There's Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But we were in high school together. We had like 35 guitars in the house, I think. And
I think I have more than that now, but yeah.
Yeah. This is just when you and I were in high school. But this is a scene from the studio right here where I'm sitting, and the wall has those 2 guitars hanging on it. And that's what I'm going to lead into. You're not going to believe this, but I actually found the specs. This is what we designed when we built those guitars.
Holy cow.
In our basement when we were in high school.
Are you falling asleep yet, George?
Not yet.
Anybody else watching falling asleep? Because it's just like memory lane here.
Yeah. So anyway, here's the guitars, and then we're going to get up to that we had these matching guitars that we were playing for a while. And then we were playing down in Ottumwa somewhere. Isn't that where this gig is?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's in Ottumwa. We're playing.
Oh yeah, it was the big picture lounge.
Is that what it was? Is that the place that had that weird video game, Moon Patrol?
No, that was Fox.
Okay. Anyway, so we're playing down there, and these guys show up and took a picture with us. Do you remember who they were?
That's Steve Carfino.
Yep.
And
and Steve Craftston.
Yeah, they were Iowa basketball players.
Yeah, Iowa Hawkeye basketball players when we had a really good team. We got a great team this year too, but way back in the 80s, they were phenomenal players. They were down there, and they happened to be at the place we were playing, so we got a photo with them. But the funny thing about it is I used to wear this outfit a lot, and I call it they call it, I don't even know what's happening here, but it was called the Bumblebee outfit. And I remember somebody, I can't remember who, came up to me after we finished a set and said, "Hey, some girl out there wanted me to tell you that she wanted that bee to sting her."
Oh God, yeah, that's right. Yep.
That
I
was
think Kurt told that story. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So these are some of the ads and
I
stuff.
wish we could tell the stories we couldn't tell.
Oh, could you imagine? That's a podcast and a half right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of funny things. I remember playing. My favorite place we ever played was before they remodeled the Blue Chip in Monticello. You know?
Yeah, the first Blue Chip.
The first one. It was a long, skinny place, and it had a lot of curtains, and the sound was just phenomenal in that building. And it was back in the days when you could smoke in the bar and everything. So the place was just a giant fire trap, and we would just pack the place, and the sound was just perfect in that environment. And I had a story to tell about the Blue Chip. And oh yeah, and anyway, we were playing. I can't remember if it was the new Blue Chip or the old Blue Chip, but anyway, Todd, our lead singer, had just bought a brand new 4Runner. Remember that? And
yeah.
We did our sound check, and then we were gonna go get something to eat quick. And so he goes, "Look at my new vehicle. This will go over anything." And they were still doing construction or something in the parking lot. There's like boards, a big pile of dirt and garbage. And he's like, "Watch this!" And he's like, "We're in this brand new vehicle, it's just off the lot." And he drives up over this thing, and like the tire blows out instantly.
Yeah, that was right. So George, Tim moves out to Montana out of the blue and just did a really bizarre move. And he was talking about Todd, and Todd and I always used to give him like business advice. So we were both in like corporate guys, and everything Tim did, we're like, no, we're like shaking our heads. No, that was a bad move. And so everything works out for him. Then he ends up on TV. But when he moved out to Montana, to Anaconda, this tiny little place, and how in the world did you two find? I mean, like, how in the world did you two come together in that tiny town? With the same sense of humor, and I mean, it's just bizarre. What did you think? You had to go, this guy's just as stupid as me.
I never thought there was anybody as dumb as me out there, and then he moves to town.
I brought the IQ of the town down. They had to change the signs.
Oh yeah, insane. And it's still going on, which is even more insane.
Yeah.
I ain't killed him yet.
Hey, last week at FH7, KG found an 1885 Indian head penny. Where's my camera? There it is. I got it right here. I actually took it home with me, Cage, because I took a couple pictures of it. And now I have the power. I could spend it. I could give it away as a prize package. I could do whatever I want with this coin. And you can't do anything about it.
Swallow it and poop it out if you want.
I could. Hey, should we give some prizes away to people real quick? You want to hang around for that, Justy, just for a second?
Yeah.
All right, this will take 2 seconds. All right. Here, let's give away some kind of find.
Fantastic finds.
All right. What do we got here? What do we got today? Is there a fantastic find winner? Oh, yeah. Hey, this is cool. All right. Jeff Kincaid is the winner this week. He found something called a Spielmarke. And the reason I picked it, see it, I don't know if you can see it right there. It looks almost like a $20 gold piece, which is actually pictured in the Fantastic Finds logo. And except it's not shiny like gold because it's made of brass. And I just thought, how cool is that? I've never seen anybody find one of those. And what it is, it's a coin probably made in the late 1800s to look like a U.S. $20 gold piece, but it was made in Germany. And it's Spielmarke means like playing chip in German. And so they used it to gamble like they used to use silver dollars or whatever. They'd stack them up. And I just thought, how cool is that?
That is cool. It still has Liberty on the hat and everything.
Yeah. Now, this is just a picture of an example. His is this one right here, and needs a little tumbling or CLR or something. But
yeah, right. A grinder.
Yeah, it needs
wire wheel.
Electric sander. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Jeff Kincaid, you're the big winner. You get some awesome cards and some FH7 gear, whatever we got laying around here, we'll send it to you. And then we got one other thing here. We're going to give this away real quick.
Prize giveaways.
All right, what do we got here? This is the prize winner for just, being you. You know who that is, KG?
Billy Gutierrez. Yeah. That's my wild man friend.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, one of the first guys I met when I moved to Kansas. Good dude. Good dude. Yeah.
Well, he's the winner this week. I couldn't believe it popped right on to him. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure this is KG's buddy, Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So he wins a bunch of FH7 gear and whatever we got around. I think in the package this week it was, remember we did that Winchester Mystery House episode where they had the weird crazy lady that built that mansion.
Yeah, hey, they have a freak movie about that. I watched it. There was like a horror movie. My daughter was watching it, and it kind of explains why she thought the way she did. Pretty cool. I mean, it was weird as hell, but it was cool.
Why did she think the way she thought?
She thought all of the ghosts from people that died from the Winchester rifle were coming to haunt her. So she built that weird mystery mansion with stairs that went into like empty rooms and rooms with no doors on them, rooms that opened out to the outside that dropped off. I don't know why. I think she thought she was like trapping the spirits and then confusing them and keeping them off of her.
That's an awesome explanation. Thanks for that, Cage.
Yeah.
See, people can learn stuff from our show. This is a valuable show, valuable tool for people of the human race.
This is a valuable learning tool. They should play stuff like this in the schools, the colleges, get them college people smarter.
They really should. They really should. So anyway, the reason I even brought up the Winchester house is because in the prize package is a Winchester T-shirt from there and a token from that place.
And a rifle.
Yeah, I'm keeping the rifle. Yeah. All right, what else do we got to do? You guys want to talk about anything else? I don't even know. Oh, hey, I got to announce this. I forgot last week, but everybody knows that Vaughn Garrett has like his finds of the month where they give away detectors and pinpointers and stuff for, the people in Europe or, overseas, and then a U.S. find. That happens every month, and they give them away. You just go online to the Garrett.com site and submit your finds. But over the last few months, they've also been giving away a free Apex every month, and it's just specifically for Apex finds. And if you want to enter that, all you got to do is send in your Apex finds, and it's all the info's at Garrett.com. You just got to go look for it yourself because I'm too lazy to put the link up on the screen.
What have you done all week?
You know what? I work so hard. I'm telling you, nubby fingers. What if my fingers look like this? You wouldn't even care.
Please, nubby duh.
I'm just gonna
probably play the guitar just the same.
That is so true. Yeah, I haven't played my guitar for so long, and I got my Taylor out from under the bed today just to see if my fingers would even form on it, and it was just like, this is way too difficult, so I just put it away.
Is that your doll?
My Taylor Swift doll.
I'm under the bed. Pick it up, put it under the bed. See, my fingers still work on it.
Hey, come here, Taylor.
It's gonna get canceled for sure.
Oh, I know. Thanks for watching, guys. This will be our last show. All right. Now, we do have questions and stuff, so let me at least make an honest effort here. All right. Here's a question for Justin. What are your AT Max settings for searching underwater, Alejandro?
45, 96 degrees.
11 team.
You know what? I could have bet money you would have said. I always turn mine up to 11.
I turn it up to 11, but mine goes to 11.
Mine goes to 11. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, to answer that, really, when we were searching underwater, like on the show we did at Lake Erie or whatever, I set mine basically like I do on land. You know, we've got a video out there that shows how we set it up, but it really, I kept the discrimination on, and we just hunt. Anytime you get a solid higher hit, we dig it. So,
Yep.
You agree, Cage?
I agree. I concur
All
full-heartedly.
right. Coin-free environment. All right. What else we got? Oh, I just want to say these things too. I told you about the Detector Boys music video. It's like, you know, the one you wrote, Justy, that we use all the time. It's out there on the Anaconda Treasure YouTube channel. You can go find it if you want to hear it. Love a Go-Go, that song off our album, is out there. And there's also a Christmas song out there that we did. Do you remember that? That's still out there.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still out there. I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, never advertised or anything, obviously, but it's still there. If you want to see something kind of funny, it's on the Anaconda Treasure YouTube channel also. But it's what was the song we did? We played. It was,
I think it was
chestnuts roasting on an open fire or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, it starts out, and like for the first minute, it's just my brother playing a nice Christmas song. You know, it's really nice. And then KG, I don't have a picture to pull up, but you remember the hillbilly outfits we used to wear in extreme metal detecting, like the first DVDs we ever did before we had a TV show. We always had these these work suits and fake teeth and stuff. And so I come in halfway through the song and start playing the banjo and singing with these teeth in my mouth. And it's, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's funny to us.
Yeah. It's really funny to us, but you know, you probably forget about it.
Forgot about that
So
one.
that's out there too if you want to go search for it. Okay, we got that answered. Yeah, I think we kind of covered it. I don't know if you... What's that?
Nothing. I just said 11.
11. Ivor goes to 11. Another thing I've been doing is watching American Idol. Are you guys watching that at all? Do you watch it?
No, was I on stage doing
Yeah,
that one?
it was you. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Anyway, we're going to get to something else. I got something important to show you here. So
Something
shut up. Everybody
There's
shut up.
nothing ever
I got
important
stuff
on
to
this.
say here. All right. So anyway, American Idol had a couple singers that just floored me last week. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I was just talking about it because it popped into my head. But anyway, that's not important anymore because I got something. You know, we showed a clip of my brother playing. I'm going to show one more clip. This is just an example. This is a different song. This is one of my favorite songs that one of the solos that you did on, let's see if I can find this thing here. Here it is. These are just some more pictures and stuff, but it's one of my favorite solos you did in the studio, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, but let's just listen to it. Here we go. So that was what was that? Show Us Strength. Yeah. I don't know if you remember what you were doing in the studio at the time when you played that. We did it at Catamount Studios in Iowa, and Tom Tapman was the producer. Well, besides that, I just remember you playing that, and then you guys were talking, you know, through the wall. You're saying. You were listening to it, and then you and Tom are just like, he's like, well, you got another one in you? And you're like, yeah, I can definitely do it better than that. and I just remember walking in. I'm like, no, you don't want to do it again, because you were talking about when you drop down from that where you come into that thing real high. It was like you were just kind of, it's hard to explain, but like you were way back in the pocket, and then everything just all comes together right at that last moment in that solo. And when I heard you play it, I'm just like, oh crap, that's a keeper for sure, you know. And you guys were like, oh, we could just delete it and do it again. I was like, no.
Yeah. It might have been that offbeat, that thing that was almost on beat that sounded like it was retarding on purpose or something.
Yeah. It was just so cool. I don't know. I always liked that about that thing. But so anyway, that's one of my favorite things. And that song,
I didn't do it on purpose. That's what's important about it. I didn't do it on purpose. It just worked out.
And the other thing about that was kind of funny to me is, you remember number 3, the car I used to drive?
Yeah.
When we were driving to practice that day, we were just starting to formulate, we were starting to write songs for that album. And I remember leaving town right as you leave Williamsburg and you cross that little bridge, you know, you're heading out of town. And I was driving down there, and I remember that riff popping into my head for Show of Strength, the chord pattern there. Yeah. That da-na-na-na-na, you know? And so I grabbed my guitar out of the back seat, and I drove with my leg. I kept driving, and I actually had it in my head, and I played it. I played that riff, and I'm like, holy crap, this is going to be great, you know? And that turned into Show of Strength. I was actually driving a car when I wrote that.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. And then here's something that you probably don't know, but KG was in a band. Did you know that? We're going to see some of that right now. And I want you to judge his guitar playing, because you're the expert. So we're going to have to take a look at that. Cage, I don't know if you remember any of this, but you know, you were something else in the day.
I am still.
Here we go. Now that this is all like kind of blown out, it's Who Made Who by AC/DC, but it's so distorted.
I miss my hair. Yeah, that was my senior reception. Angus Young right there.
Yeah, those are serious Angus moves. That is KG on stage.
Yeah.
Those are good moves.
Thanks, buddy.
I tried to do that once just to try to imitate him, and I hurt myself. I mean, that's good.
How can you shake your head that much and not just fall over? I don't know how he ever did it.
I don't know. I don't know how he did it. That was it.
Yeah, that is so cool. I can't believe it.
Funny stuff. That is funny stuff there.
Yeah.
So when was that? When did you say that?
That was my senior reception. Yeah. Everybody's just staring at me like, what the hell did you do?
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, we didn't tell the story about the Rockheads, but the band where we played in the talent show in my junior year in high school.
Oh, yeah.
It was Dave Drown and Andy Walters and me, and then we just played in the talent show just for fun, and they disqualified us because we got paid to do what we do. Like,
you were professional musicians in high school,
so no, you can't win.
Yeah, you were disqualified. Yeah,
right. And so there's pictures of it in our yearbook.
And you played one gig as the Rockheads. That was it.
No, I mean like 3 songs in a talent show, and then 30 years later, the class that graduated the year after me called me and asked for our band, Bigfoot Park, and we couldn't play it. And I told them, and I just thought of that. I just thought, I bet I could figure something out. You know, I could figure out some guys to play. I called it. Andy Walters flew in from Denver, and Dave Brown was in Cedar Rapids, and Tim came in from Arizona.
Montana, I think. Was I in Montana, or I think I was still in Montana? Yeah.
No. But anyway, so we played our second gig as the Rockheads for their 30th class reunion 30 years after we played our first gig.
Yeah, it was only 30 years between gigs for that band. Yeah. Pretty freaking impressive.
Still didn't have those moves that George had.
Yeah, I didn't either. Obviously, I was, too busy sticking my leg through walls and stuff.
You had that serious mustache going on. What was that all about?
I had a serious stash. I don't know. I had a beard. I was trying it. There's Lindsey Buckingham look right there. I don't know.
Yep.
70s,
I'm looking at you like you made a mistake or something.
I was just gonna say it was like a typical thing. Like I'm staring at my hands, trying to make sure I'm not screwing up, and I'm probably screwing up. And Justy's just looking at me like, "What are you doing? This isn't even close."
Yeah, I tease you. You are a good guitar player, you know it. So
I used to be able to at least like get through songs and stuff, and then I was okay on the bass. I must admit,
you were good.
I did pretty good once we got into No Spokes, and I took that over.
And then you graduated to Friday night gigs with Bones and Tio. In your house.
I know. I should have had a picture to pull up of that, but we did. We'd have every once in a while. We get KG actually can play like 2 or 3 songs on the guitar. He does know how to play it, but his brother Bones actually is pretty good. And I remember every Friday night we'd have man night, which sounds kind of weird, but we'd all show up at my place with all our guitars, and we just
and a bunch of beer.
Yeah, and a little bit of beer, and then we'd just play, not for a crowd. I mean, sometimes people would show up and just hang out and listen, but it's not like it was advertised or anything. We just kind of hung out in the house and played. We ended up playing like a whole night's worth of songs,
I think our favorite song to play was "The Roof Is on Fire."
Yeah, "The Roof Is on Fire." I remember playing like a couple Gary Allan songs, and what else did we play on Man Night? What did we do?
Oh, Bon Jovi.
Oh, the Bon Jovi song. What is that?
Yeah.
The
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. Yeah, we always played that one. And then it'd get to the end of the night, Tio and Bones would get frustrated because then I just start going bananas, playing weird stuff. And they're like, there's too many chords in those songs.
Didn't Tio have like one of them little tiny baby guitar? What are them?
He had it wasn't. He had a 4-string guitar. It was exactly like a regular guitar and tuned exactly like it, except it didn't have the 2 bass strings. And he just said, there's just too many strings on a guitar. I'm just going to play this.
It's hard to argue with the logic.
No, when I first started, I just wanted to play 1 string.
The 1 string, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
With a glove on like Michael Jackson, because it hurt too bad.
I remember that little white glove you had?
I did. I had a little white glove, and it was just like, all I wanted to do was just play a Kiss song with 1 finger. God, and people wonder what's wrong with me. It went way back. Yeah. Somewhere when I was going through all these pictures, I don't think I have it here, but I actually found a picture of you on your birthday holding up your very first guitar. It was an acoustic guitar wrapped in plastic.
It actually looked like this. It was a sunburst like this.
Yeah, it sure did. Yep. It was weird.
That.
I was just looking at the picture thinking he has no freaking idea how to play this instrument in this picture, And now look at you. Hey, are you going to do a quick riff or play anything for anybody? Or do you want to? I don't want to put you on the spot because I remember.
We got to put him on a spot. He's got to play us out or something.
I, of all people, understand this because my mom was our biggest fan, of course. And like anytime we'd go to Christmas gatherings with the family and stuff, it's just like, oh, you 2 boys, get your guitars out and play us some songs. And both of us would just like, really?
Yeah.
But
I'll just play out.
You want to play it out?
This isn't anything. This is going to be a song someday.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. You've probably written, 100 songs or more.
I don't know if it's 100, but I've written a few.
Yeah.
What's a Megadeth in you?
Can you play any Megadeth?
No.
Can you play any Rat?
KC and the Sunshine Band. I used to play Get Down Tonight on the acoustic guitar.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You would think it has no place on the acoustic guitar, but it works out,
Yeah. What were some of the ones you used to play out when you played by yourself? Like, John Mayer. It sounds so weird coming through this. It just sounds like a little tiny tinny thing, but it's pretty freaking awesome. Well, Cage, we could probably have him on like 10 more times and not run out of dumb stuff to talk about. You wanna call it a night, or anybody have anything they want to talk about, or it's up to you guys.
No, I don't know.
All right.
Jesse's probably got to go to bed. It's an hour later there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is. It's 2 hours beyond us. I've taken care of everything I did take care of. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think.
All right. I'm going to roll us out of here. JR, thanks for doing this.
Jesse, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
It was awesome.
Good
I'm coming down to see you.
We're going to have an event, and we're going to have him come down and play.
We are definitely going to do that. And George and I are going to go down and dive for megalodon teeth in June, and I'm definitely going to stop by and see your new place and stuff. So
what we'll do is this: you guys we'll do a live version of Detector Boys, and you guys can do the voicemail thing where George is cackling in the background, going, "Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah. I can still picture that street sign over our head right when we go into Butte. Yeah.
I can too. It's in the video. It's just so weird. I mean, it's weird that we had that all recorded. So weird. Mm-hmm. All right, man.
Well, Jesse, tell Bridget hello and the family hi for me, buddy.
Yeah. Well, he can just tell me hi for you right now then, because I'm his family.
Yeah.
Nah. The important ones.
All right. We're out of here, guys. See ya. Thanks for everything.
See ya, Jesse.
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching the Runnin Gunnin Podcast Show, brought to you by Garrett Metal Detectors and ATC's NX5 Diggin tools. Check the ATC event calendar at anacondatreasure.com for showtimes, and tune in again for another extraordinary program packed with brilliance, insight, and fascinating guests. Wait a minute, am I still talking about this show? Anyway, may silver and gold find its way into your pans and under your coils this week. Nectar in the pot for everybody. KG and Ringy out.